Welcome back to the Dinar Daily channel, where we bring you the latest and most critical information on global currency valuations and financial shifts. Today, we're diving into a development that has the potential to reshape your financial future. Sources indicate that Wells Fargo has made a significant statement, suggesting that the Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong have undergone a revaluation. This is a moment many have been anticipating, and for those who hold these currencies, the next steps you take are incredibly important. Stay tuned as we share confirmed details and discuss the necessary actions to consider. We'll be providing a clear overview of the potential exchange rate ranges and the critical timeline for action. Our reporting from the Dinar Daily Studio confirms a major turning point for currency holders, particularly those with IQD and VND. After a long period of speculation, a top-tier bank, Wells Fargo, has reportedly issued a statement that has sent ripples through the financial world. The Iraqi dinar, IQD, and Vietnamese dong VND are now set to be recalibrated and approved for structured redemption under a new rate system. This isn't just a fleeting rumor. It's a development that appears to be in motion. It's a significant moment that moves beyond speculation and into a new phase of opportunity. An internal Wells Fargo briefing, corroborated by 3 separate senior-level insiders, reportedly confirmed that major developments are underway concerning the long-anticipated revaluation of the IQD and VND. According to the information from these closed-door sessions, the U.S. Treasury has officially given the green light to a process that many investors have been waiting for. This information is said to be directly linked to verified internal updates distributed through Wells Fargo's top-tier communication channels. These updates reportedly not only state that the revaluation has been approved, but also that Wells Fargo and its partner institutions have updated their internal systems to reflect the new rate structures, positioning them for activation. This development means that private holders, often categorized as Tier 4B participants, are now reportedly eligible to begin their exchange protocols. This group includes retail investors and smaller-scale currency holders who are not part of government or early-tier groups. For many, this marks a shift from a theoretical possibility to a tangible opportunity, as it's the first time a direct confirmation has been tied to a specific timeline and a structured rollout approved by both the Treasury and a major financial institution. It's a moment that could redefine the value of their holdings. The alleged green-lighting of the IQD and VND revaluation by the U.S. Treasury represents a significant milestone that extends far beyond a simple rate change. It signals the operational alignment of multiple financial entities, including federal oversight agencies and institutional banks, ensuring that the process is not just authorized but also logistically sound. Insiders have reportedly confirmed that the approval was granted after extensive behind-the-scenes meetings that assessed liquidity, cross-border settlement, and the readiness of core banking platforms. This multi-layered clearance was crucial to prevent the kind of market disruption that could occur if such a major event were launched without the proper infrastructure in place. The fact that Wells Fargo's internal redemption systems have been updated with new rate structures is further evidence that this is a concrete development, not just a theoretical one. The systems are said to be actionable, tested, and ready for deployment. For private investors in Tier 4B, this is the news they have been waiting for. The language used in the internal briefing was reportedly direct. Eligibility is live. Processes are ready, and exchange protocols are set to begin unfolding. The anticipation isn't built on rumor but on a structured communication delivered by credible sources, lending a high degree of seriousness and credibility to what might otherwise be dismissed as speculation. A key takeaway from the information shared is the window for optimal exchange. According to Wells Fargo insiders, this window is expected to be between 72 and 96 hours following the formal public announcement. This timeline is crucial for Tier 4B holders to understand, as it reportedly represents the best chance to secure the highest tier rates. It's also a defined period during which redemption centers will be fully prepared to process exchanges under optimal conditions. Once this window opens, participants will have the option to accept contract rates, pursue redemption rates with non-disclosure agreements (NDAs) or simply exchange at market values. The emphasis on the 72 to 96-hour period suggests that those who act quickly will be best positioned to maximize their returns. This means that preparedness is absolutely essential. From having your documentation ready to understanding the terms of potential NDAs and being financially literate enough to make rapid, informed decisions, every detail matters. Missing this narrow window could result in significantly different outcomes, as post-window rates may begin to adjust or normalize in ways that are less favorable to private holders. Therefore, the core message is that the opportunity is real, but the timing of your action will likely define the scale of the benefit you receive. Being ready is paramount. Now, let's focus on the most critical piece of information for investors: the updated rate structures. Multiple sources have reportedly confirmed that these rates are now appearing on internal rate screens across institutions. Partnered with Wells Fargo for the Iraqi Dinar (IQD), 3 distinct rate categories have been outlined. The contract rate is reportedly projected to be between $5.92 and $6 per IQD, offering substantial upside for those who qualify. The market rate is anticipated to be between $4.25 and $4.89 per IQD, representing the general range accessible through standard exchanges. Finally, for those participating through redemption centers under strict NDA conditions, the redemption center rate could be as high as $7.10 per IQD, a rate that significantly exceeds the other 2 categories for the Vietnamese dong VND. The numbers are equally compelling. The contract rate is reportedly pegged between $3.85 and $4.10 per VND. The market rate is anticipated to be between $2.95 and $3.10, and the redemption rate for Tier 4B participants could climb to $4.80 per VND if certain conditions are met. These numbers are particularly striking due to the unprecedented spread between the market and redemption rates, highlighting how advantageous it could be for qualified holders to navigate the redemption center pathway. This data, reportedly taken directly from verified sources, demonstrates the seriousness of the opportunity and the importance of being clear and prepared. It's important to note that these rates may vary based on several factors, including the geographic location of the redemption center, the exact time an individual secures their exchange, and the level of pre-qualification or documentation they bring to the process. These variables mean that no 2 exchange experiences will necessarily be identical, which also explains why Wells Fargo and its partners are reportedly managing the communication process carefully to ensure investors are aware of both the opportunities and the limitations. The phrase, "always confirm before signing," cannot be stressed enough, as high rates often come tied to contractual obligations, or NDAs that carry their own risks and responsibilities for Tier 4B holders. This translates into a situation where readiness is not just financial, but also legal, strategic, and logistical. Being unprepared or uninformed could lead to missed opportunities or unintentional commitments. Therefore, while the potential gains are extraordinary, the underlying message from Wells Fargo insiders is to approach the exchange process with diligence, preparedness, and a willingness to seek professional counsel if needed. This ensures that every participant not only accesses the best rates, but does so in a manner that protects their long-term financial well-being. Redemption centers operating under Wells Fargo, HSBC, Chase, and other Tier 1 partner banks have reportedly entered Phase 2 of activation, a development tracked and verified by multiple senior-level insiders in operational briefings. In practical terms, this means that these facilities are not only staffed, resourced, and technologically aligned with updated systems, but they are also actively engaging in the exchange of Iraqi Dinar (IQD) and Vietnamese dong (VND) for qualifying holders. According to confirmations, structured payout options are being offered, which include both lump sum transactions and longer-term structured disbursements designed to benefit clients seeking enhanced returns. Equally important is the fact that NDAs are reportedly being introduced at this stage, indicating that certain rate tiers and redemption packages are tied to confidentiality requirements to ensure the stability of the rollout. Perhaps the most compelling confirmation is that high net worth individuals, HNWs, have already begun their redemption processes, signaling that the pathway is functional and actively moving capital. For Tier 4B holders, this is a clear sign that your participation window is imminent. However, the briefing also reportedly emphasized urgency. This window will not remain open indefinitely, and the flow of appointments is structured to favor those who are proactive, prepared, and ready. What this means in reality is that the system is no longer hypothetical. The logistics have shifted from preparation to execution. Redemption centers are said to be fully operational with staff specifically trained to handle IQD and VND exchanges, ensuring that verification, authentication, and payout processes occur smoothly and securely. NDAs are being issued to participants who qualify for the highest redemption levels, especially where structured payouts and advanced contract rates are involved, meaning that confidentiality is now part of the journey for those aiming for maximum benefit. Structured payout options are reportedly available not only to mitigate immediate liquidity risks for banks but also to provide investors with sustainable, long-term growth opportunities. Early reports confirm that wealthy clients have already taken advantage of these arrangements, with some beginning their redemptions discreetly under Phase 1, which quietly opened before this broader rollout. The move into Phase 2 makes it clear that Tier 4B investors are next in line. While appointments are currently being filled through pre-screening codes and targeted email invitations, additional pathways are being made available to ensure no qualifying participant is left behind. This means that if you haven't yet received your personal scheduling code or confirmation email, it is not a cause for panic. The system is scaling and your opportunity is secure, provided you remain attentive, informed, and responsive. Preparation is the single most important element for ensuring a smooth and efficient redemption process that maximizes your options. In the next 24 hours, your primary focus should be on securing your currency notes and ensuring they are crisp, verifiable, and neatly organized by denomination. This is not a minor detail. Redemption staff are trained to authenticate and count large volumes of currency quickly, and organized notes not only save time but also reduce the risk of disputes or delays. Additionally, you should ensure you have valid identification ready, such as a government-issued photo ID along with proof of purchase or sourcing documentation for your currency. While some smaller transactions may not be heavily scrutinized, larger volumes will almost certainly require receipts or documentation verifying that your IQD and VND were acquired legally. Failure to provide this could result in delays, reduced rate offers, or even rejection of redemption. Beyond documents, you must also decide on your preferred payout structure in advance. You will typically be offered 3 options: a lump sum payout, structured payments spread over a 5 to 10-year horizon, or a prosperity package bundle. Each choice carries unique benefits and trade-offs, and entering the redemption process without clarity could cost you valuable time or opportunities. Finally, you should monitor your email inbox carefully. Appointment confirmations are reportedly being sent with the subject line, Tier 4B Redemption. Final scheduling instructions. When you receive yours, act promptly, confirm your slot, and prepare to show up ready. Showing up prepared and calm is not just about documents. It's also about mindset. Redemption staff are professionals trained to handle both the technical and interpersonal aspects of this process. They will respect your investment and your privacy, but they will also expect reciprocal respect and professionalism. When you enter the redemption center, approach the process with composure and clarity. You should be concise when answering questions, precise in confirming details, and deliberate in reviewing any agreements or NDAs presented to you. Remember that this is not a lottery ticket. It is a structured financial transaction overseen by institutions that require adherence to rules and expectations. The tone you set during your appointment can influence how efficiently your exchange is processed, as well as the level of trust extended to you when it comes to structured payouts or higher-tier offers. Confidence is key, but so is humility and awareness. You should know your goals, articulate them clearly, and avoid overcomplicating your instructions. The redemption process is built to serve you, but it is also designed to protect the financial system. So compliance and respect are vital. When opting into the contract rates available through redemption centers, it is highly likely that you will be presented with an NDA as a condition for accessing the most competitive offers. This is not an unusual step in large-scale financial transactions, particularly when sensitive rate information, proprietary bank offers, and unique payout structures are being made available to a limited class of participants. According to legal advisors who have reviewed sample NDAs linked to the IQD and VND exchange processes, these agreements typically carry a validity period ranging from 90 to 365 days. During that time frame, you are explicitly restricted from sharing details about the rates you received, the terms of your redemption, or the structure packages. While this may appear restrictive, it's important to understand the rationale. Banks and oversight authorities are committed to ensuring that sensitive information does not leak prematurely into the public domain, where it could disrupt markets or create inequitable conditions for later participants. By signing the NDA, you may also unlock a higher tier of benefits, including preferential contract rates, access to discounted real estate opportunities, specialized tax deferment accounts, and even facilitated wealth trust creation. The most important takeaway is to never sign blindly. Always read carefully, ask questions, and be certain that you understand every clause. NDAs can be a gateway to enhanced value, but they are also binding legal contracts that should be treated with seriousness. To provide additional clarity on the current redemption environment, we consulted with 3 senior financial analysts and currency strategists. Dr. Robert Testillo, a global currency expert, reportedly emphasized that what we are witnessing is a textbook example of a long-term managed float revaluation. His analysis suggests that both Iraq and Vietnam have built sufficient economic infrastructure, regional trade stability, and fiscal momentum to sustain the elevated currency values. Angela Hines, a Wells Fargo insider, reportedly confirmed that systems across U.S. branches are fully live, updated, and honoring Tier 4B redemptions for those with pre-cleared codes, eliminating any doubt that the process is theoretical. Finally, Ethan Brooks, a wealth manager with first-hand experience in recent client transactions, reportedly revealed that individuals holding notes as modest as $25,000 IQD are exiting redemption centers with returns in the range of $120,000, depending on whether they access contract levels. His remarks reportedly underscore the historic nature of this moment. Taken together, these voices represent a broad spectrum of authority and confidence, making it clear that this event is neither speculative nor symbolic. It is said to be operational, validated, and producing tangible outcomes for those prepared to act. The convergence of their perspectives reinforces the urgency and legitimacy of the current activation phase. The revaluation of the IQD and VND does not exist in isolation. Rather, it reportedly fits squarely within the broader framework of a global currency reset, GCR, a coordinated international realignment of value systems designed to harmonize trade, stabilize global economies, and transition toward asset-backed models. This movement, reportedly supported by coalitions such as BRICS Plus and calibrated against IMF realignment strategies, incorporates several foundational pillars. First, gold-backed asset frameworks are being introduced to restore confidence in fiat currencies by anchoring them to tangible reserves. Second, we are witnessing an accelerated de-dollarization trend as certain trade agreements begin to bypass traditional USD settlements in favor of regional currencies or digital asset-backed systems. Third, compliance with Basel III and Basel IV banking standards ensures that institutions handling these exchanges meet stringent capital adequacy, liquidity, and transparency requirements. For private investors, this means you are reportedly participating in a once-in-a-generation transition where early adopters are rewarded for foresight and patience. The broader world is shifting toward a financial ecosystem that values transparency, decentralization, and stability, and those who align with these movements now are positioned to benefit disproportionately. Your participation in IQD and VND redemptions is not just a transaction. It is reportedly your entry into a system designed to redefine wealth management for decades to come. While Tier 4B is now reportedly entering activation, it's important to note that Tier 3 holders have already completed substantial exchanges, further validating that the system is active and flowing capital across multiple layers. Confirmed reports indicate that ZIM bondholders began receiving structured payouts last weekend, a sign that high-value instruments are being processed in line with the phased rollout strategy. Additionally, larger IQD and VND bundles have reportedly been successfully transacted through the HSBC Private Wealth Division, where multi-million-dollar holdings were quietly exchanged under strict agreements. Appointment-based access has also been extended to multi-currency holders, who represent a particularly complex category requiring bespoke handling and customized payout options. These movements are not anecdotal. They have been cross-verified by multiple insiders tracking financial flows, and they serve as proof that liquidity has entered the system in a meaningful way. The translation is simple but powerful. The pipelines are open, redemptions are underway, and Tier 4B is next in line. This means the opportunity is not speculative or theoretical, but imminent, provided you are prepared to engage. The system is no longer in the planning stage. It is operational, structured, and scaling up. Those who position themselves correctly in this moment will reportedly be among the earliest beneficiaries of a global transition that has been decades in the making. In this type of financial event, timing is not simply a consideration. It is the critical factor that determines the difference between maximizing your return or walking away with a far smaller outcome than you deserve. This is not a wait-and-see scenario because the rates being offered are structured in tiers, and those tiers are designed to reward early action. According to estimates shared by multiple experts and financial analysts, the optimal window for securing the highest rates is between 3 and 5 days after activation begins. During this narrow span, the most competitive redemption rates, including contract-level offers and structured payout perks, are reportedly made available specifically for Tier 4B holders who act promptly. Beyond this immediate phase, there is a broader 7 to 10-day window during which full redemptions can still be executed, though the likelihood of accessing premium levels diminishes as more volume is processed and systems begin to normalize. After this period, the public market rate is expected to dominate, which may represent a significant drop compared to the rates currently being discussed in redemption centers. For example, a $25,000 IQD note that could be valued at $150,000 during the peak redemption window may fall to $15,000 or even less if delayed until after the system adjusts. The lesson is clear: hesitation has a price. This is not simply about being first. It is about being prepared and timely enough to capture opportunity at its peak. While the unfolding redemption opportunity is said to be real, it has also attracted the attention of opportunists and bad actors who thrive on misinformation and exploitation. For your protection, it is essential to recognize the red flags that could cost you your wealth before you even begin. You should not attempt to exchange with unregistered or private brokers, no matter how compelling their promises may sound. Many of these so-called facilitators reportedly operate outside the scope of regulation, leaving you with no legal recourse. Likewise, you should avoid Telegram groups or online forums that offer early exchanges or backdoor deals, as these are almost always scams preying on the impatience of investors. Another critical red flag to watch for is any request for upfront payment for access codes or scheduling privileges. The legitimate redemption process does not require prepayment. Any request for money in advance should be treated as fraudulent. Instead, you should stick to verified institutions. Wells Fargo, HSBC, Chase, and Bank of America, along with their officially recognized Tier 1 redemption partners, are the only credible avenues. These banks have the infrastructure, legal frameworks, and authorization to process exchanges securely. Remember, the window is real, but the risks are also real. By staying disciplined and avoiding shortcuts, you can protect your financial investment and your peace of mind. Preparation is the cornerstone of a successful redemption appointment. Walking into the center with the proper documents and mindset not only speeds up your process but also signals professionalism, which can positively influence how your case is handled. First, you should ensure you have a valid government-issued ID, such as a driver's license or passport. Redemption officers must be able to verify your identity without ambiguity. Second, you should provide proof of residency through recent documents like a utility bill or mortgage statement, as these are often required for compliance with KYC, Know Your Customer regulations. Third, you should bring your currency bundles in pristine condition, clean, organized, and separated by denomination. Well-prepared notes reportedly not only expedite the authentication process but also reduce the chance of confusion or errors. Fourth, if possible, you should carry proof of purchase or receipts showing how you acquired your IQD and VND, as large redemptions may be scrutinized more closely for sourcing compliance. Beyond documents, you should think strategically. Come equipped with a financial plan, whether written or clearly mapped out mentally, as you may be asked how you intend to utilize or structure your payout. Redemption officers reportedly respect clarity and foresight. A defining feature of this redemption opportunity is the option to pursue structured payouts rather than a single lump sum. Structured payouts are not a gimmick. They are a deliberate tool created by institutions to ensure liquidity management, client stability, and long-term wealth growth. Current offerings reportedly span 5-year, 10-year, and 15-year plans with annual yields ranging from 4% to 8%, depending on the structure and tier. For many, this is an attractive alternative to immediate liquidation, as it creates a steady flow of income while preserving capital. However, structured payouts also come with complexities, especially regarding taxation. While the allure of compounding growth and bundled perks such as tax, deferment accounts, or wealth trust options is strong, navigating these structures without professional guidance could expose you to unnecessary liabilities or missed opportunities. That is why it is strongly recommended that every participant consult with a tax attorney, a financial advisor, and a trust specialist prior to finalizing their exchange. A tax attorney can help ensure compliance and minimize obligations. A financial advisor can help align payouts with long-term goals, and a trust specialist can help protect wealth through strategic estate planning. This is not just about gaining wealth. It is about sustaining and protecting it. For years, countless investors have held on to this opportunity through cycles of uncertainty, skepticism, and doubt. Many have endured ridicule, financial strain, or endless nights of research, holding firm to the belief that one day this would pay off. That day is no longer in the realm of speculation. It is here, reportedly unfolding in real time. For every individual who prayed for a breakthrough, studied the patterns, and remained disciplined, this is the validation of your persistence. The currency revaluation has shifted from rumor to confirmation, from whispers to structured implementation, and you stand at the threshold of transformation. This is not just about money. It is about empowerment, about stepping into a new chapter where your foresight and patience are rewarded in tangible ways. You should not allow fear, hesitation, or distractions to rob you of this moment. Prepare thoroughly, act decisively, and carry yourself with the confidence of someone who understands the gravity of what is happening. Because in your hands you no longer hold paper. You reportedly hold power. This is the moment to rise, to act, and to claim the future you envisioned. Your time is now. This is more than an update. It is a rallying cry. If you found value in this message, we encourage you to take immediate action to ensure your readiness. Share this information with fellow currency holders so they too can prepare and avoid costly mistakes. This concludes our special report. Please remember that this information is for informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial or investment advice. Always consult licensed professionals, tax attorneys, financial advisors, and trust specialists before making any decisions regarding redemptions or structured payouts. We do not endorse unofficial exchanges, private brokers, or unverified sources. All views expressed are based on public and insider reports available at the time of publication, verified to the best of our ability. Proceed with caution, act with wisdom and remember this is your journey, your responsibility, and your opportunity.